Good evening, everyone. Chip Cooper for FTC Guardian and my partner, Alan Cutts. It is the last Hangout in the month of June 2018. The year's almost half gone. It's amazing how fast it goes. And I've had a lot of fun recently. I think the last Hangout, I didn't have much to report. But this one, last weekend, my son, daughter-in-law, and their two grandchildren descended upon us for a long weekend. We had a great time. The little girl who's 7 years old says she calls me Gida. That's crazy. But anyway, Gida, I want to learn how to surf. So I took one of the boards out, laid her on the board, pushed her into a wave. Do not try to stand up. Don't do it. But after about 5 or 6 times, she said, I'll give it a try. And she stood up and made it. It was great. We got it on a little video camera thing. So it was a lot of fun. And we're now really looking at the second half of the year, fast approaching. So with all of that commentary, what do you have? Alan went home to visit his family at a barbecue.
I went home to Texas. I was in Texas for just about a week. My parents, my dad's got enough in age and got some Alzheimer's and COPD and stuff like that. So we're just taking care of my dad and Father's Day, birthday, all that kind of stuff. So it was great. It was good to be home, good to see old friends, good to have some barbecue, a little Mexican food. It was all good. So came back. I got back Saturday evening. I think I got back Saturday evening. So we're ready to go. So let's crank it up.
So when Alan says barbecue, you need to understand he only really means one thing. Barbecue may mean different things to you, but to him, being from Texas, it means brisket, which is most difficult piece of meat to actually barbecue and not dry out for all sorts of technical reasons. And the people in Texas, they know how to cook it. So let's get started here. We've got some new information for you, and that's what we try to do, is to keep you up with the latest developments. So I'm going to move to show my screen, and Alan, you tell me if you can see it.
Yes.
All right, so you see it right there, the Princeton University study. So what in the world is Princeton University doing with respect to internet marketing? Quite interesting. They have a study that shows that affiliates are not doing a very good job with respect to compliance regarding their affiliate links. And we'll get to that in just a second. But first, the housekeeping announcement, which you probably are very familiar with. The presentation is for informational purposes only, not legal advice, and we're not affiliated with the Federal Trade Commission. So here is the headline. Princeton study finds very few affiliate marketers make required disclosures on YouTube and Pinterest. That's a headline in TechCrunch.com. That's really what we're going to be focusing on. But before we get there, let's review a little bit about what an affiliate is. And I'm sure just about everybody knows exactly what an affiliate is, but let's go ahead and cover it anyway. This is Webopedia.com's definition: a site owner who earns a revenue for conversions of leads, clicks, or sales on the advertiser's site. And this is a diagram that indicates the three parties. At the top is a merchant, seller, or advertiser. The affiliate there is on the side in the circle, and the consumers' traffic are at the bottom. So you see at the top right in black, there's an agreement, a contract running between the merchant, advertiser, seller, and the affiliate, sometimes called an affiliate agreement. And then the affiliate drives traffic by means of ads it places, and then that traffic converts to a sale. Cash flow, of course, goes upstream there from the consumers to the merchant seller. And then the merchant seller advertiser pays a commission back to the affiliate. And the seller and advertiser retains a lot of control with this relationship, controlling the product, pricing, shopping cart, affiliate tracking, reporting, and cash flow. So that's how it all works. And the general rule, which you may be familiar with, is that affiliates are required as endorsers to disclose material relationships with advertisers. And you see the classic examples in the sub-bullets below. A family or an employment relationship would clearly be a material relationship. The payment of money, affiliate commissions, that's what we're going to be talking about in this presentation, clearly or the receipt of freebies. For example, there are a lot of YouTube videos where the video person is reviewing a new game or some new consumer electronic device, that sort of thing. And if the reviewer gets the review material for free, it's a freebie. It needs to be disclosed in terms of a material relationship. And the idea here is that if you're a consumer, you want to understand the difference between a pure endorsement or testimonial that could not be influenced by any type of material relationship. It's just an objective, pure endorsement, and distinguish that from endorsements or testimonials that might be colored or influenced by these relationships: family, employment, payment of money, commissions, receipt of a freebie. So that's the idea. As a consumer, you need to know the difference. And the only way that you can know the difference is if the endorser provides a disclosure of this material relationship. That's the general rule, and that's the reason it's important. Now, here is a headline here that is based on the study that we're talking about, produced by a couple of people from Princeton University. It's titled "An Empirical Study of Affiliate Marketing Disclosures on YouTube and Pinterest." And for those of you who would like to download this PDF, it's a fairly complicated URL, but there it is. You can check it out on the replay, copy it down and go there, or just simply Google the empirical study by the Princeton, and you'll probably find it very, very quickly and easily. So let's boil down. There's a lot of data in the study, but I'm sure a lot of that you probably would not be interested in. But this is the sort of the thrust of it. There was a huge sample that was reviewed by these two people in the months of August and September of last year. They reviewed 500,000 YouTube videos and 2.1 million Pinterest pins to determine whether there were these disclosures that were required. And the findings are that there were affiliate links out of that sample in over almost 3,500 videos and a little over 18,000 pins. There were affiliate links in those postings. But if you look in red at the bottom two bullets, in YouTube, only 10% disclosed material relationships. And with respect to Pinterest posts, only 7% had the required disclosures. So 10% or less are in compliance with FTC regulations regarding disclosures of material relationships. So that's the basis. That's the basic finding of the study. There were a lot of more details of it. You can download that and look at it yourself. But this really paints a very bleak picture in terms of compliance by affiliates, regarding postings for YouTube and Pinterest. So here is an interesting paragraph taken from a Wired.com article. And the article, of course, is discussing this particular study, this Princeton study, because obviously it made news in the press that deals with internet marketing, online marketing. There are a number of articles, and if you Google that, you'll see a number of articles. But this really caught my attention here, and I'm going to read part of it. If you search for the millennial makeup brand Glossier, if that's pronounced correctly, on YouTube, one of the first results likely to appear is from Olivia Jade, a fashion and beauty vlogger. That's essentially a blogger on YouTube, video blogger, vlogger, with over 1 million subscribers. So she's got a big following there. Her 2017 video titled "First Impression and Review of Glossier Makeup" has garnered over 630,000 views. Very impressive, right? And this is where I want you to pay close attention. In the video's description, Jade writes, quote, "This video is not sponsored. It is not sponsored." Then she says she fails to mention, though, that a list of products featured in the video include a series of affiliate links produced by an ad agency that works with her. So this particular person, this vlogger, in Olivia Jade, is making a distinction between sponsored ads and affiliate links, and a distinction that should not be made, as we'll see in just a minute. There should be disclosures for both, but the misimpression here is that the video is not sponsored, meaning that there is no material relationship. With respect to the affiliate links, there clearly is a material relationship. So let's review the rules here regarding posts on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and Instagram. And we'll see that we're talking about paid ads here. If you look on the left side, the typical disclosure that will work is paid ad, or hashtag ad, which is indicated there, is used most often. Sponsored or hashtag sponsored, promotion, but not promo, and not these abbreviations, SP or SPON, collaboration, hashtag collab, or thanks to. So that's the language, that's the text that should be used in the disclosure. On the right side, of course, is where do you place this disclosure? At the beginning of the endorsement message, for example, at the beginning of the tweet or pin, before the more button, and in many cases superimposed on the image or video. So those are the rules there. And then when we look in this group of social media platforms, which includes YouTube, obviously one of the platforms studied in the Princeton study, the disclosures again relate to sponsored ads on the left side, sponsored by Sample Co. Sample Co. gave me this product to demonstrate. Thanks to Sample Co. for sponsoring this post. This video is sponsored by. And on the right, it can be made verbally, it being the disclosure, made verbally, beginning at the beginning of the video and repeated several times, by the endorser, or in writing superimposed on the video, but not below the fold. That's really an important distinction, and there's a FTC case to that effect. So those are the rules there, but here are the rules for affiliate links that were completely ignored in this particular discussion on Wired.com. So the disclosures all involve the payment of money, not sponsored by, but compensated affiliate, compensated promotion, commissions payable via links in this post. You see the key word is compensation or payment and commissions. That's the key to these disclosures. And the placement rule is in close proximity to the affiliate link. So that is what should have happened with respect to these thousands of posts to social media, specifically Pinterest and YouTube, that had no disclosure whatsoever. And that was the thrust of this article. Now, what's important, I think, is if we think back, and there's there are at least one or possibly two Hangouts in the past, back in the time frame of September 2016, where a consumer group petitioned the FTC, essentially requesting that the FTC enforce endorsement disclosure rules regarding influencers, right? The idea was very influencers were compliant with the disclosure requirements, to the extent that this consumer group felt that it had to petition the FTC to do its job and to enforce the law, right? So my prediction is that the same thing is going to happen. And that's the reason this particular topic was selected for this Hangout. And that is, given the Princeton study, given the very low level of compliance, it's not a petition the way this was back in 2016, but it shows huge lack of compliance among certain groups, specifically affiliate marketers. So you can just about count on sometime in the very near future a crackdown by the Federal Trade Commission. Back in 2016, the crackdown didn't occur until early 2017, but it followed closely. Along the way, the FTC obviously did a lot of research, sent out a lot of warning letters, and filed a couple of enforcement actions to get things going in early 2017, actions against influencers. And you're going to see the same thing, in my view, in my opinion, happen to some affiliate marketers probably later this year, maybe early 2019. So that's why this topic was chosen. So if you want more information about affiliates and endorsers in general, you would look to two Hangouts that are listed there in the first two bullets. One is titled Affiliate Workshop. The other is titled FTC Disclosure Workshop, where we go into much more detail on the disclosures. And also in the member area, we have copies of FTC documents that are titled endorsement guides. And you can see the three there, one in 2009, one in 2010, and then one in 2015. Revising the original guide. So that's what we have that you might turn to for additional information in the member area. So the basic takeaways here, I think, are pretty straightforward. YouTube, only 10% had the disclosures in compliance. With Pinterest, it was only 7% that were in compliance. And we shouldn't make a distinction between, we need to make a distinction between sponsored ad and affiliate links, but each of these types of posts requires its own specific type of disclosure. And you should expect in the near future an increase in FTC enforcement actions against affiliates who are not making the required disclosures. And here are the tags that are going to be related to this replay video: affiliate, endorsement, sponsored ad, affiliate link, material relationship, and FTC disclosures. All right, I'm going to go back to me. I think you can probably see me here. I can see Alan.
Yep.
So that concludes my part of this discussion. Do we have any questions, or is it just so clear and so simple that we don't have that many this time?
Hey guys, if you have any questions, put them in. The first thing I want to just make sure, start putting them in, and make sure you use the question and don't put them in the chat box, please. I have a little thing there that says make sure you click the question bubble versus the leave it in the chat so we can see them. Make sure that you understand the difference between sponsored and affiliate, because a sponsored link would be something that if I were promoting FTC Guardian, I would put sponsored ad because I am FTC Guardian and I'm putting a sponsored ad in. If one of you guys were putting stuff on Pinterest or YouTube, promoting FTC Guardian, then you would need to put affiliate. What did you say? Affiliate.
Affiliate disclosures.
Affiliate disclosure inside the comments or something.
Compensated affiliate commission, sort of thing.
Yeah, something like that. If you're doing it, and I know we have several people who've done this on YouTube, so you would need to do something like that. Pinterest, I don't know if anybody's ever done on Pinterest. On YouTube, I know we have people who've done it on there. Okay, so let's look at the questions. I'm just looking in the Q&A box over here. So let's see what we have in the Q&A queue. Again, if you've got questions, make sure you mark it as a question so I can see it. Let's see. What is the web page for the trust and compliance for the website? Do you have that somewhere else, Chip?
The web page. If you think of the main page inside the member area, I think of it as a dashboard. Right?
No. That web. I think he means the web page. What is the web page?
Trust and compliance related to GDPR. What?
It says, what is the web page trust and compliance doc on the website?
That's GDPR, Alan. That's GDPR.
Okay.
So
I
here's where
I thought he was asking for that link that you put in the.
No, this is a question that is not related to this topic. It relates to GDPR. And if you go to the dashboard, and there are two basic sections that are sort of separated in the middle by the search box, right? So above the search box are a bunch of documents. Below the search box are a number of links, but the last one at the very bottom would be, I think it's titled GDPR materials. And one of the documents listed there is the trust and compliance web page, which is very, very, very simple. It is a series of links to documents that you have that relate to privacy and data security. So this is a very simple web page with a list of 3, 4, 5 links, depending on circumstances, right? There would be a link to your privacy policy. There would be a link to your data security policy. You're really demonstrating that you're in compliance by linking these documents related to privacy and data security. So it's going to include your privacy policy link, a data security link, the link to your other web page for sub-processors, which also is related to GDPR. And if some of you are certified under the Privacy Shield, there would be a Privacy Shield link there. So those are the typical links you would see on the Trust and Compliance web page, and it's all related to GDPR. It has nothing to do with affiliates.
Yeah.
Okay.
And folks, if you're asking, if you're trying to ask questions, make sure you mark it as a question. We have a lot of people on, and I can tell because I've got 2 or 3 screens going on here, and people, it looks to me like people are putting questions in the comment box, and they scroll so fast I can't see them. If you move them over to make sure that they are marked as questions in the bottom, then I can see them because they come in a different way. Let me go down here. Bill, that's the trust. Marion, is if you put an affiliate link in your signature line of your email, do you need a disclosure? I would say yes. In the bottom, you need a disclosure in your email.
Yes. There's a very brief disclosure you'll see in our emails that Alan sends out. It's like 1 sentence. That would be very helpful, or you can add to it. But yes, you should have a disclosure there.
Yep. You mentioned, this is from Phil, you mentioned warning, sent and action. Any thoughts on how frequently the FTC gives warnings first before they initiate actions against you?
It's not very frequent. It really isn't. The first time I've seen as many going out was in 2017 in response to that petition by this consumer interest group. A lot of them went out. I think it was well over 100, I believe, if I remember correctly. Occasionally, you will see them sending out a warning letter, but this was in response to this petition, right? So they wanted to demonstrate that they were serious, so they sent out a whole group, and then they filed some actions. But it's not typical. But it might happen in this situation as well, because I think it's very similar. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and I'm going to repeat it again. People, if you have questions, make sure in the chat box you mark it as a question. You don't just put it in chat. There's a lot of stuff coming through, and you need to make sure you mark it as a question. It's just, we go through this every time. What was the link you had on the screen?
It's a very long link, and it's to this Princeton study, which is very...
how can they find it? If they Google something, what's the biggest way to Google it?
Basically, I think you will find it if you Google Princeton Study Affiliate. Those are the key words. If you Google those 3, this will probably come up very close, if not to the very top. But if you really want to see the link, you'll have to go to the video, or maybe I can go back to it again.
That's what I'm looking right now. I'm just trying to dig it up real quick to see if I see anything. Princeton study finds affiliate marketers. Oh, somebody just posted it. Okay. Liam just posted it.
Yeah. So very easy, probably a lot easier to just Google those keywords or either copy it off of the chat box than to actually wait until you can copy this long URL. But anyway, one way or the other, you can see it. And if you're interested, you know, it's a very intellectual study, very professionally done. Probably not the most interesting and engaging reading. It's very, very analytic and you know, a lot of data in there. But you might enjoy reading it. Who knows?
Something attorneys enjoy reading, right?
Well, I didn't enjoy reading.
Enjoy reading.
I sort of glazed over, but I got the thrust of it. Less than 10% of the people are complying with the disclosure requirements. That's what I got out of it. But there's a lot more detail than that.
Yeah. This is the question is, are social media sites providing tools to clearly distinguish businesses as affiliates and sponsors Where does the social media accountability show in? You know, a lot of it really comes up to you, Wendy. I know in Facebook, they do monitor stuff. If I have 2 accounts and let's say somebody runs something, if I run something for one of my customers, but then I want to show it in another customer's website as a promotion, website or a web page as a promotion, I have to tag it as a promo that I'm linking from one company to another company, doing it as a promo. And
that would be like for a sponsored ad, right?
Yeah, yeah. But they don't call it sponsored. They call it a promo, kind of a promotion. They don't really call it a sponsored because it's basically I can post, because the way I do it, I've got companies that I run ads for. I can run ad for one company and put it in there. I run a blog post or whatever that is on Facebook, but then to get a bigger audience, I will put it on another company's page, and it's basically a promotion. It's a promo, and you have to kind of they make sure that you say that at the top. It puts a promo quote around it or something like that. Promotional
affiliate links. Is there anything specifically designed for disclosure for an affiliate?
I haven't seen anything specifically for affiliate links.
That's probably one of the problems, and I think you're going to see that emerge sometime, maybe early next year as well, because once the FTC responds to this, which I believe they will, then the platforms are going to have to do something to follow up.
Yeah, and I don't really think the platforms have to do anything for theirs before them. If they do something, they're doing it to help you, the user, be more compliant. Because I'm seeing the same thing with a lot of the different companies I use, is people are coming out, are developing a lot of GDPR tools so that I can be compliant. Not that it's going to matter anything to them, but they want to make sure that I'm doing things correctly. So they're promoting a lot of developing tools. And I believe Facebook and all these are going to do the same thing. They're going to say, you really need to do this if you're promoting links. If it's not going to directly affect them, and in some cases it may, like down the road, the FTC may get onto them for having too much affiliate stuff, but it's, they're going to help you develop tools and or warning signs to protect you. So at the moment, just make sure if you're placing affiliate links and, YouTube or Facebook or anything else, that you put, that you're compensated as an affiliate for this. Right. The easiest way to do it is, look, if you click on this, I get a commission. I hope it's, and why would you post something that wasn't a good product or whatever? I mean, it's, so just do it.
But if you look at it, as Alan indicated, from the perspective of the platform, there's no legal obligation for them to do anything. But it's also good business for them to appear to be cooperative in terms of what the FTC requires. They don't want to be labeled as an enabler of deceptive ads, right? Yep. So they're going to do something, probably.
Yep.
Okay.
Anything else? I didn't see anything else marked as question. Let me see. So if I share, this is from Roger. So if I share one of your articles, our articles links with my affiliate link appended to the URL on my Facebook timeline, do I have to disclaim the post as well? Yes.
Yes. Compensated affiliate will do it.
Yep. Compensated affiliate.
That's exactly what we're talking about here.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Is that it or not?
I think that is it.
All right. So last time we had a lot of questions, and we may have that again next month, because here's the lineup for July. Our first one in July is.
Let me do this first, and then you can come back and give the date. Okay. Right. So we already have the dates all the way through the summer. So if you want to grab a pen and pencil and write these down, let me give them to you real quick. July 10th and 31st. And as always, the first one will be on this at 7 p.m. Eastern, and the other one's going to be on 8. So it's July 10th and 31st, August the 14th and 28th, and September the 11th and 25th. I'll repeat that real quick. July 10th, 31st, August 14th and 28th, and September 11th and 25th. All right, Chip, go ahead and tell us what to look forward to in July.
Email reminders. He's just giving you sort of.
So you can write them down. People ask so many, when do you give the dates? So just now you've got them, write them down, and you'll know about them in advance.
But even if you don't write them down and forget them, you'll get the reminder emails. No problem. We're just giving you a little extra information. All right. So coming up next in July, the Supreme Court, the U.S. Supreme Court, I believe in about a week ago or 10 days ago, handed down a landmark decision relating to taxation of internet sales. Huge case. And we're going to talk about that in the first of the two next month. And then the last one, of course, we're going to go back to another installment on GDPR. And this one's going to be on cookies as they relate to GDPR compliance. So that's the lineup for July. And both of them involve brand new emerging developments. And that's what we're here for, is to help you stay up with everything that's going on. And there are a lot of new developments, a lot of things happening. So our main job here is to keep you abreast of these developments and keep you in the know so that you'll be compliant. So that's all I have. Alan, do you have anything else?
No, we're good. We're really good.
Right.
If you're an affiliate and you want to promote, we'll probably be doing another affiliate webinar in July. If you'd like to promote FTC Guardian, we'll probably be doing that maybe mid-July or so. I'll get the word out. If you want to do it, fine. So that's about it. Email support if you want interested in that, and then we'll go from there.
All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a very pleasant evening. Good night.
Good night.